time management's an interesting issue. My first experience of understanding that you could consciously do things that would help you to manage your time more effectively goes back quite some years. I've always kept a to-do list, and often it's got about 50 things on it, and I think as the years go by, they tend to get longer. Going back to, when I was first into the world of work, I almost felt like it was a badge of honor to have a long to-do list. It may be important because I've got all these things that I needed to do. And I used to work with a guy called Martin, and Martin was a bit of a high flyer. And I once looked over his shoulder, and he had a post-it note on his desk, and it had to do, and it only had 3 things on it. So I kind of said, "Hey Martin, is that all you got to do? I've got 50 things to do." And he said, "Oh no, I've got lists like that as well. These are just the 3 most important things that I have to do today." And I thought, well, that's quite interesting. And I said, well, why do you do that? He said, well, because then if I do these 3 things, I will know that I've had a good day. It's just keeping the important stuff at the top of my memory of my mind. So I thought, interesting. Now, I've always been somebody that likes to watch the interaction between people. And I started to pick up that people were treating Martin differently from me and all the other people at the same level. For example, if our manager came in and said, "Paul, could you just do this?" I might say, "Oh, well, yeah, but I've got 50 things to do, and I'm quite busy." And she would say, "Yeah, Paul, but we're all busy, So I'd say, "Okay, then, if you put it there, and if I was diligent, I'd add number 51 to the list, and it would be there." If she said the same to Martin, Martin wouldn't be saying this abstract concept of busy. He would say, "Yeah, I could do that, but I've got X, Y, and Z to do today." And she would either say, "In that case, you can leave Y and Z till tomorrow because this is much more important." So he would be given important work and something else would be dropped off. Or she would say, "Don't worry then, I'll give it to somebody else." Me, usually. So I was picking up the less important work and Martin was keeping the more important work. And I noticed that started to filter out to other people. Martin never said I'm more important than anybody, but he would articulate if somebody interrupted him, not rudely. He would just say, "Hey, can I catch up with you later because I've got to get X done today?" And because he was pointing at a list, it had validity. It was real. It was true. He wasn't just making an excuse for them to disappear. So people started to associate Martin with important work. And it just changed everything for him. So not only did he get the most important things done, but people were giving him more important work and other people were giving him the time to do it. So if nothing else in time management, that was my first lesson. Have a list of the 3 most important things to do.